Thank you for joining me this evening on the Eastern Maine Sports Media Podcast, where tonight we got our special guest, Natalie Beaudoin from Lewiston High School. I'll tell you a little bit more about her in just a second. First, I want to get you caught up on what's coming up on Eastern Maine Sports Media. On Saturday night, we have a semifinal football game as Winslow travels to Foxcroft Academy. The pregame starts at 6:45 for that, so please join us. The undefeated ponies will try to keep that going into the playoffs here. And we'll have plenty of field hockey, soccer, field hockey regionals tonight. The state championships are Saturday, and soccer playoffs are also going on. Follow EasternMaineSports.com for all that. We'll keep you updated. But right now, everybody knows what's been going on the last week. It's affected us all, especially the people in the Lewiston community. And I've got a special guest, as I said, Natalie Beaudoin joining me. She's a basketball standout at Lewiston High School right now. And first of all, thank you for joining me, Natalie.
Yeah, no problem.
Natalie started a clothing line. You can see the shirt she has on right now. We are Lewiston one, and we have one. But I just want to first talk about that and how that came about and what made you think of that.
All right. So when everything happened, I was in Florida. I was feeling a little bit helpless being so far away and stuff. And I knew I wouldn't be able to fix anything that happened, but I knew that I wanted to help in at least some way. So the t-shirt was my way of raising money for the families that were affected by the shooting. I hopped on a 2-hour Zoom call with Greg at Pliable in my resort hotel room, and he knew people that could make this work and get everything ready, and I think we sent it out the next day. So
yeah, and I actually ordered a hoodie last night, and just tell people where they can order them.
So I have the link in my Facebook and my Instagram. Also, you can go to pliablemarketing.com/missioне50, and the link is there too.
Talk about the emotion in this last week. You kind of talked about when you found out and everything. Obviously, it affects the whole community, it affects the whole state, the whole country. I mean, you could see that last night with the tributes coming in from Will Ferrell, Rob Gronkowski, and James Taylor, and they're singing the national anthem. It obviously is much bigger than Maine, but it affects mostly your community. Just that emotional last week. What's that been about?
I mean, it was definitely very shocking finding out that it happened in Lewiston. Like, you never think that it would happen in your home city. So hearing that was just, at first it was terrifying, but the morale has been pretty high the past few days, especially with the football game and everything. That was awesome. Just seeing all the first responders and stuff being recognized and all the support and people that were there was just amazing.
Yeah, and obviously sports is definitely secondary right now, but Edward Little and Lewiston, a big rival. You guys all came together for this, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And just I guess at school, what's it been like? This week. I mean, I'm sure it's been a little bit different, but just what's that been like?
It's definitely been a little bit different. Right now we're kind of in a transition period where we're easing our way back into school. It's like a half day every other day. And the other day there were actually therapy dogs there for people. If they're struggling, they could go see a dog and have them lay on their lap and pet them. We also have professional counselors here to talk to and stuff. And overall, it's been pretty positive, and I think everyone was just happy to see all their friends again.
Yeah, and back to the football game for a minute. Did any of you know that James Taylor, the legend, was gonna be there?
I did get a little bit of a tip off on that, I think the day before. But yeah, I think everyone was pretty surprised because it wasn't really public knowledge. Definitely, I think the older generation, the parents, were more surprised, but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it probably meant more to older people like me and your parents and stuff. But you know, to you for a minute, you're a senior at Lewiston High School. Um, what are your expectations for your team this year? Practice starts in just over 2 weeks. What's your expectations for your team this year?
I think that we are going to be one of the top teams in our conference this year. Um, we've always been a pretty young team all the way up, and a lot of the other teams in our conference lost a lot of seniors, and we really haven't lost anyone. So I think that we're gonna have a fighting chance this year. So
And you personally, you're going to Division I Vermont. What kind of made you choose Vermont, and what went into that decision?
I think the biggest thing was just how similar it is to Maine. Because I love Maine, I love living here. Um, Also the coaches were so welcoming and the teammates were awesome. I just remember my visits being so memorable and I loved it there. So yeah.
Um, what about go back to something you talked about a little bit ago? Um, Pliable. Like, what can you just talk about that and your relationship, like with Greg and that company, and what you know? Tell people what it's all about.
Yeah, so I just recently joined Pliable as a Pliable athlete. Basically what Greg does is he helps me build my brand as an athlete, get NIL opportunities and also opportunities to help in my community. Um, I mean, everything that's happened has been possible because of Greg. He really does a lot. And it's just been great.
And this does help with NIL, opportunities going forward.
Yes. So I did my first one, I did a signing um at the I think it's called like some trading card um it was like a convention that happened at the Portland Expo, and so I sat there with another pliable athlete, Maddie Niles, and we did autographs and we're raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. And at the end of the signing, we were able to donate $250 to the Ronald McDonald House, which was awesome. That was my first experience in know this, but no NIL deals yet, but we'll see once.
Yeah, you'll see. But and talk about I've since I known I was going to be doing this interview, I looked up some highlights and saw some past things on you. But talk about your game and what do you bring to the court and to the team? You're listed as 6 feet, shooting guard. So that's for Maine. That's for really any level. That's a big shooting guard, a tall shooting guard. You use that to your advantage in that in part of your game.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about my game is my versatility and the different things I can do, being 6 feet, but also considered a guard. So
Now, you played soccer as well.
yeah, I did. So I played soccer freshman year and then took a break so I could focus more on basketball because those were really big AAU years for recruiting and stuff. But now that I can't play AAU anymore, I decided to come back to it my senior year and just play for fun. So
Yeah, get you kind of ready for basketball even more, huh?
yeah,
You get to probably have a lot of same teammates as you do in basketball.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
few of them.
Now, uh, so behind me, that was the picture was from the football game last night, right?
Yeah.
And those are some of your teammates. Can you talk about some of the other players on your basketball team that you, should help you have a great season this year?
Yep. So our point guard is Coral Morin. She's great ball handler, super quick. Um, and then we have my younger cousin, Ella. She's gonna be a sophomore this year. Um, she started on varsity her freshman year too, and she's been a big help. Um, Then we have Ellie Legary. She didn't play last year. She switched to homeschooling and was focusing on herself and stuff, but she decided to come back this year. We have a new coach. It's like a complete reset. And so she decided to come back for her senior year. She is like a pure shooter. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone just shoot the ball like that. Like, 3-point shooter, it's crazy. And then we have a few of them aren't in the picture because not all of them could make it, but Skylar Gaudette, she's been on varsity the last few years. She's a solid player. And then I'm trying to see who else is in that picture. Yeah, and then the twins on the end. They'll play varsity this year. They were really helpful last year for numbers because we really had no numbers last year. But this year it's looking pretty good.
So your new coach is who?
Josh Morin, Coral Morin's dad.
And did you get a chance? Like, was he coaching during the summer? Like part of your summer, or just started?
No, so actually, our coach for the past 3 years, Coach Gibson, he just resigned at the end of the summer, so we had him throughout the summer. I think we just found out that Josh was our coach maybe a week or two ago, but he was me and a few other girls like coach growing up, like through like the Y and all that. So he's not a new face.
So you guys kind of know the style,
Yeah.
and maybe not a lot changed, or is going to be any changes?
I think last year we played matchup zone. I think that we're definitely going to go back to man this year. And I think that's going to be the biggest difference overall.
Looking forward to seeing how you guys do. You know, back to what happened. Like, obviously, I'm 100 miles away. And people all over the state were focused on this for 3 days. Was it the same for you? Like you said, you were in Florida, but were you kind of following the news and just seeing what was going on the whole time? Same as we were until it was over.
Yeah, I think I probably checked my phone every hour, just looking for updates, also contacting my family and my friends. It was pretty tough being away. I felt like I got information a little less quicker than everyone else did, so it was a little stressful to say the least, but yeah, I was checking my phone a lot.
Yeah, and making sure everybody, all your family and friends were safe, right?
Yeah,
Well, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and if you don't mind, I'll grab the link and put it on our page to make sure that people can see that and purchase the shirts if they want to, and I'm sure plenty of people will. And being 17 years old and coming up with this is great. I mean, great for anybody, but great that you're caring and you want to do this, and thank you for that. And good luck in your senior season of basketball, and in future maybe we can talk to you when you head off to Vermont or something.
for sure. Yep.
Well, thank you, Natalie, and best of luck in selling these shirts and up in the upcoming basketball season.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.